Hey there, it's your girl Barbie J here, and we are talking about Tyler Perry's comedy drama, The Oval, Season 4, Episode 8. It's over. And I'm thinking it's over has to do with we've heard it today, this episode and last episode, talking about this whole thing that's going on with everybody being after Donald, Victoria, and Hunter. So, and I think even Kareem and said it's over. So the whole thing is supposed to be over. That's where I'm getting this title from. So anyway, I'm coming with this recap review. The episode was all right. It had some funny parts. I'm going to try to make it as funny as possible, y'all. But I'm going to ask that you keep my family in prayer, because right before I got this oval thing, watch this show, I got news that my first cousin died. And I only had three first cousins, so one of them just died, and she had kids, and it's just been rough. But I want to get this through. I know people are like, you didn't have to do the review, you could have left it, but me not doing the review is not going to bring her back. So I'm going to do this review. I'm going to do Sisters tomorrow, and then I'm going to take a couple of days off. So yeah, just pray for my family. I appreciate it. So let me get started. Oh, and before we continue on, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please take a moment now, hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell and select all. And it'll let you know every time I upload a new video. Then I ask that you hit that thumbs up button, the like button, write a comment, and share the video. Now let's get started. So it starts with Kyle. He's finding Dale in the woods. This is all stupid because the tower is like 5 miles away or something like that, which is a small space. But no way he covered the 5 miles in that time that they cut it on and cut it off, because he did cut it off. So how is it he's still able to track him with the phone off? I don't know. I guess he's supposed to pull a SIM card out. But Alan's so stupid. He thinks he know better and so much smarter than Dale and everybody else. But he went and did that anyway and got them caught. So now we got Kyle finding them in the woods, asking what's going on. And Dale is like, oh, hey, Kyle, like, what's going on yourself? and and he's like, why are you out here? And he's like, you know my situation. That's why I'm here in the tent. And he's like, well, you could stay with me. He's offering him a place to stay with him. He got the room and he got chains. And Dale is like, see, that's why the answer is no. And he's not interested in living with him. Dale picks up a stick and tells Kyle to just leave. And Kyle is looking at him like, what you going to do with that? He's like, I'm going to hit you. But then Kyle says, I know you're here with someone. He said, are you cheating with me? And then he yells for Alan to come out of the tent and then asks what he's doing there. And he tells him to come with him. And Alan says, why? And he tells him that the chief of staff has been calling him because some top secret files went missing. And he doesn't think you did it, but you need to come and explain. I'm trying to keep you out of prison, so come now. And he's like, nah, I don't want to come. He said, look, what is this? Mess with Kyle Day? Everybody want to fight with me? Just come on. So Alan goes with Kyle and then tells Dale that he'll deal with him later. This is Kyle. I'll deal with you later. I was like, this man is losing his mind. So now we have Victoria and Donald. They're drinking and she doesn't like the alcohol that she's drinking. And he's like, my lovely, Lily picked it out. And Victoria starts saying all the reasons she don't like Lily. Then Lily comes in acting tough, but then she seemed like she's drunk or something or high. And this scene, it with the back and forth between Victoria and Lily and Donald, it just made no sense to me. So I can't even address the dumbness of it all. I'm telling y'all right now, I just was like, I can't. So he told Lily to go upstairs after she started getting besides herself. With Victoria, he told her to go upstairs, and she kept saying stuff and singing some songs, calling her a biatch and all that stuff, and stomping as she went up the stairs. And I don't know. So once Lily's up the stairs, Victoria starts insulting Donald about being soft and why he put up with this stuff with Lily. And he dismisses her by asking, is your business here done? And she says yes. And he asked him, why are you still standing here? I said, damn, oh. And she's like, well, I'm enjoying being out of the daggone White House. Then proceeds to take a tour around his house, talking about, oh, what's in this room? What's in that room? And Donald's like, this biatch here. He's like, really? So then we have Max and Bobby. They show up to Rich's house. Here's the funny part. And are greeted by none other than Miss Jody, who's still outside sweeping the grass with her kitchen broom. And she's being her nosy old self and asking who they looking for because they look official. And she asked, are they looking for the president because he was there earlier, but he's gone now? And they was like, are you sure? It was him? And she said, yeah, I know what that MF looks like. Then he tells them, she tells them that he was in a little car with a little Dominican looking dude. And I just love me some Dominicans. So she asked if they want the license plate. And he was like, oh yeah, that would be helpful if you have it. So then she asked for their phone number so she could text it to them. And Max pushes Bobby up there over to her. And she starts telling him, oh, you fine and stuff, and rubbing on him. And Max is like, he sure is. And then she said, I just love me some black ass MFing man. Black ass MFing man or something like that. And Max says, me too. I said, now why he going along with this? So she takes Bobby says, I'll just take a picture of the license plate because he ain't going to give her his number. And so he took a picture on his cell phone and she's still rubbing all over him and going down his chest and he moving away. Said, okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. She said, you didn't give me your number. And she's like, he goes, oh, ma'am, I'm married. And she's like, you are? He said, yeah. To him, talking about Max, who Max added, and we're very happy. She said, you should have come to me first before messing around with him. She was like, but since y'all together, never mind. I was rolling. I said, that damn Miss Jody. She won't have nothing to do with him because he messing with men now. I said, Lord help her. So they knock on the door and Richard answers, wondering what they are doing there. And they tell him they wanted to talk to him and Sharon. So Nancy comes out and asks if they want anything. Can I get you anything? Nancy. And Bobby said, is there some pork chops I smell? Can I have some of that? And Max hits him, like trying to stop him. And Nancy's like, no, that's okay. I'll make you a plate. Richard is up there smiling about it. Because he's like, Bobby's like, shoot, I'm hungry. I'm starving. So she asked Max, and he said, no, I'm good. That's all. Bobby said, that's right. I'll have him. Bobby was like, I'm starving. So Richard asked what's up, and then they asked to speak to Sharon. And when she comes out, they sit down at the table and they ask her, has Hunter contacted her lately? And she said, well, they said the president. And she said no, and then tells them how the president has been after her. And Max tells her he was on the president's detail before, so he's going to keep going after her. Because he said he worked with him ever since he was the governor and that he will not stop. So they want her to record all of her calls with the president. They talking about they want to build a case against him and that he can't wiggle out of, they said. That's what it was. So Sharon wasn't feeling it and neither was Richard. So they wanted to give her a cell phone to use that will automatically record everything that the president says to her. And she was like, she would have to play along and play nice. And she said, which means it would not really be a kidnapping because he kidnapped her. But if she's going along with it, it's like, she has to throw that kidnapping out the window, which makes no sense. So Sharon turned him down. She said she's sorry. She told him to have a nice day and walked away. So they were going to leave, and Richard said, I agree with her. He said, I know what y'all trying to do, but I don't think she's the one, So they was about to leave, and Bobby said, not till I get my pork chops. I said, I hear you, brother man. And so, Max trying to make him feel like he's a child because he's hungry. It's you. If it's not a woman you're trying to holding us up for, it's food, and, you're like my son. I was like, what is with this, Max? Why can't the brother eat? Okay? So Nancy brought out 2 plates, and Bobby grabbed both of them and proceeded to eat in the pork chop when Max stopped him and said, asked Nancy, can we get to-go plate so he can eat this in the car? In the meantime, they realized that the license plate number came back and it would match Alonzo's name. And they said, wow, Alonzo's a good guy. And he said, yeah, he is. That's what Bobby said. Yeah, he is or was. And that's kind of messed up because now you're going to get this reputation, Alonzo, because you just went along with everything. He is the president, but come on, save yourself. Donald, we got Donald. He calls Alonzo over and asks, where did he take the president? And does he know that there is a protocol? And Alonzo said, how would I know that? And then you know what? Donald said, you don't know that? Then you're fired. But then Victoria said, no, he's not fired. She looked at him and Donald's looking at her. They want him to be their little spy and tell him what's going, basically to spy on Hunter. But dumb Alonzo, he just kept with the yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, instead of just telling them that he was forced to do it by the president. I'm not understanding why he's not allowed to say that. If somebody knows why, put it down in the comment section because it makes no sense to me. He could have just said that. So Alonzo refused to tell Victoria where he took Hunter. And I guess he didn't want to say that he was getting drugs and hookers and whores or whatever. So she said, okay, then you'll be fired if you don't tell. And then he said, I'd rather not say. And she's like, fine, you're fired. But then Donald said, no, they playing this game. So now Donald said, no, he liked Victoria's idea. So they asked to see the picture of the girl Hunter. And they told him, where did he go? Looking for whores and coke. And he said yes. So they showed him the picture of the girl, Champagne or something her name is. I don't know why Donald knew who that was, but he did. And it was on his cell phone. And then he snatched the phone from Victoria saying, I was only following orders, and she was like, did you just snatch that phone from me? Your ass fired. She got so mad. But so Donald told him, look, Alonzo, next time the president asks you to take him out and sneak him out, and he will do it, I want you to tell me about it. And Alonzo was like, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, he seems like such a wimpy Secret Service guy. I don't know what it is about him, but he turns me off. I don't know what it is about Alonzo. So now we have Kareem coming back to the store, and Dale was hiding close by, and he tells Dale, Kareem opens the door and Dale hurries up in, and he tells Dale it's supposed to be over now. Everything's over. There go the heading. It's over, right? But both of them, they do not believe it. He tells Kareem that Kyle came and took Alan, and Kareem said Alan is probably dead now, which we were thinking, right? Then Kareem showed Dale this big gun that he purchased, and Dale asked if he even knew how to use it. And Kareem got insulted, but he made the assumption that Dale didn't know how to use it, just because he's gay. But Dale was like, let me show you how this thing. I'm from the country, brother. And so they be shooting guns all the time. And he shows him how to use the gun. So Dale is hungry and he asks for some potato chips to eat. Kareem is like, potato chips is not a meal. Go and order some food next door and get me some too. I said, I hope that means that he's going to pay. Because, Dale don't have no money. So then Kareem calls Sharon and wants her to come to his house because he could protect her now. And she's like, I'm good. And Kareem tells her, he doesn't want her there. And she's like, Barry ain't here. And he asked her where she's sleeping. And she said, boy, if you don't get off this damn phone, she said, I will talk to you tomorrow, because she had something to tell him. She said, I'll talk to you tomorrow at work. So she was like, boy, bye, when he started asking where she's sleeping in his bed. I said, boy. So now we have Richard and Nancy calling folks looking for Barry. They're sitting on the couch talking about where Barry could be. And, Nancy is so worried and she thinks he's in trouble and all this stuff. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. But then out of the blue, Nancy's going to tell Richard, I think Sharon could get there. How did she even hear what was going on? But I guess she did, because she was in the kitchen. She thinks Sharon could do that with the calling and trap the president and all of that stuff. But she's like, she's too sweet. She can't do that. She said, she's a beast when she wants to be. Don't let that little sweet girl act fool you. He's like, what? She's so sweet. He said, she used to be a stripper. And her name was Bitchtopia. I said, oh, snap. I said, why would you tell him that? Richard's like, what? Bitchtopia? I'm like, she said, yeah, it was Bitchtopia. But, she was in pharmacy school. So I guess they making it seem like she was stripping to pay for college. Like a lot of strippers do. I said, why would you tell him that? That still doesn't mean anything. There's a lot of strippers out there who don't mind stripping. That don't mean they could track somebody on the phone and do all of that stuff. That's two different things, baby. It's two different things. Anyway, then we got Hunter. He calls the Secret Service to his quarters and asks where's Victoria, and he tells Hunter that she went to see the chief of staff. And he gets Donald on the phone, and he asks if Victoria's there, and he said no, she's heading back to the White House to her loving husband. Don't make me laugh. So he asked, why did she go there? And Donald said, to tell me the good news. And Hunter's like, what good news? And he said that it's over. There we go again. It's over. See, I told y'all. So your beautiful wife has found a way to spin it all, whereas everyone believed it, including the VP. Hunter's like, and how did she do that? And Donald's like, I have no idea. Then Hunter asked if Donald was having sex with his wife, and Donald was like, oh, no, hell nah, no. Hunter said, that was very convincing. Then Donald said, the only woman I'm having sex with is my lovely wife, Lily. And Hunter said, now that wasn't convincing at all. So Hunter thinks something is going on, and he then asked Donald if he's with him or with Victoria. And Donald said, I'm with you, sir. Then Donald said, well, why don't you come over to my house? And before he could finish talking, you said Hunter hanging up on him. Poop. As he was still talking. I said, damn, he really pissed at Donald. He don't believe nothing that's going on. So Victoria came back to the White House, and Hunter asked her the same questions he asked Donald, and she answered them. Then Victoria talks to him about how her father covers up for him with these things, and what has been going on, and how he's been acting. She's saying her father covered up this thing with champagne and him being out there with Alonzo or whatever it was. So Hunter doesn't want to hear anything from Donald or from her anymore. He got up and walked away. So now we got Alan in the car with what's his name, Kyle, and he trying to be all tough guy and stuff, asking, so what's going on? And Donald's like, oh, now you want to be a tough guy and stuff because you're from New York, So Alan saying, Donald knows I didn't take anything from his office. Are you taking me someplace to kill me? And Kyle said, no. If I wanted you dead, I would have killed you back there when I found you with my boyfriend. I said, oh my gosh, Kyle is delirious. So then Alan said, oh, he's your boyfriend? Does he know that? And Kyle said he should. And then he offered Alan a chance to join them in a threesome. And Alan was like, nah, I'm good. It's not my thing. So at this point, Alan's getting paranoid, and Kyle says the same thing, that he's being paranoid. And Alan starts yelling at him, you gonna kill me? You gonna kill me, but it's gonna be on my own terms. And Kyle's like, what are you talking about? Relax. And Alan's like yelling that I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm not afraid to die. I have nothing to lose. And then he grabs the steering wheel and yanks it, causing the car to flip over and drag on the hood. And I mean, the way it went down, I don't believe that either one of them is really dead. I'll be honest. So although it sounded like I heard Alan saying, come on, die, or something like that, it sounded like that, but I don't think they are. So anyway, that's how it went down. The episode was alright, Y'all let me know how you feel down in the comment section. I'll see you in the next video. It's your girl, Barbie J, saying peace.